de recebermos uma das mais reconhecidas internacionais vozes da sustentabilidade, Inge Wallage. Pertence à segunda geração de vítimas do Holocausto, é certo, mas dessa herança resulta um espírito lutador pelas mais nobres causas, como o ambiente e em tornar, de facto, este mundo em algo muito melhor. Sendo uma das mais presentes forças também na mudança das atitudes sustentáveis, tornou-se, de facto, diretora de comunicação da Greenpeace Internacional, onde realizou um trabalho notável e lutou pela necessidade de evolução ecológica das nossas sociedades, para além do atual esforço na Associação Internacional da Água. E hoje está connosco, é certo. É um prazer, para nos contar um pouco da sua história e de como a verdadeira transformação acontece primeiro dentro de nós. Hello, Inge.
Hello.
Such a pleasure to have you here.
Wonderful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to talk to you in English and then I'll translate to our audience. Inge, I was talking about the personal purpose of your life, because you have an heritage of being the second generation of Holocaust victims. Do you think that gave you another form of looking to the world?
I think so. I think it's something that dawned upon me during the course of my life, that I realized that many of the change agents that I've met actually come out of either their parents have experienced something or they themselves have experienced something. And that brings, I think, the change agent out of those people, because they've seen worse situation and they want to make sure that they contribute to something better.
Claro, eu perguntava à Inge se de facto começou por aí o seu real objetivo de mudar o mundo, torná-lo em algo melhor, se vem de facto de ter essa herança, não é? De ser da segunda geração de vítimas do Holocausto. E a Inge falava de que é esse peso também que vem da vida das pessoas, que muitas vezes sim faz com que queiram ver a mudança após a sua vida, e isso faz com que se transformem também por dentro. But your transformation was quite peculiar, because you were a communication director in Statoil, portanto, an oil company, and then you were in a man's world, let's say it like this. You conserved your sensitivity, and then you changed to Greenpeace. Why did you change? It was the extremes?
Probably I could relate to the fact that I like extremes,
Yeah.
living on the edge. I think during the course of my professional life in communications, I've always wanted to contribute. I wanted to bring people together, and I think I've always done that. But more and more I realized that that was not enough. I would like to do more. And I think that realization came working in oil, because I realized that I was doing something that was not necessarily making the world a better place. So every day more oil out of Mother Earth. When then I could join Greenpeace, I thought, no, this is the way that I can look my children in the eyes and say, yes, I've contributed to making this world better than the way I found it when I was born.
I am proud of it. Yeah?
Thank you.
I am proud of it. Falávamos aqui desta mudança tão diferente, não é? Porque a Inge começou como diretora de comunicação de uma companhia de petrolífera e daí depois passou para diretora de comunicação da Greenpeace. Eu perguntava-lhe sobre esta passagem e a Inge revelava que de facto não conseguia ter aquela consciência de perceber que estava a fazer algo, a contribuir para o mundo ser melhor, tendo em conta do que estávamos a falar, e que a causa de mudar o planeta foi algo que depois começou a mexer também dentro das suas necessidades, de poder também olhar para os seus filhos um dia e de dizer, sim, eu estou de facto a contribuir para o planeta ser um mundo melhor. And then when you started in Greenpeace, you evolved and in certain way you put the communication in another level. Because,
True.
Yeah, because you see that the communication is the way of not only passing the message, but being global. Yeah, and motivating all the people in the world.
Yeah. And it was interesting joining Greenpeace, because Greenpeace, I think, in many ways have invented ways of communications. It's an organization known for that. However, when Greenpeace was established in the 70s and where it is today, the world has changed. So that meant that communication needed to look at in a different way. It's indeed not just the message, but it's appreciating that the context is different and the people around you might be different. The newer generations didn't grow up with Greenpeace, or other parts of the world didn't know Greenpeace. So in India, in China, in Brazil, you do things in a different way. And so the global communication strategy was intended to do exactly that. It's bringing different people along with the journey that Greenpeace was on.
Claro, falávamos então da direção da Greenpeace e de como a comunicação global pode ser algo completamente diferente. Estamos a ver também imagens deste esforço da Greenpeace internacional e não só, que todos nós conhecemos, mas de facto a Inga também referia que esta geração mais jovem não conhece a Greenpeace dessa forma, de como chegou a nós. E portanto a comunicação global é de facto a única maneira também de colocar todas as pessoas a estarem unidas por um ponto comum. But from Greenpeace, then you went to Iowa, the International Association of Water. Is it the protection of water your drive now?
I think so, in the sense that I think water means something to each and every one.
Yes.
Without water, there's no life. And I think my transition from Greenpeace is I wanted to continue this journey of contributing to something good, to something greater, contributing to the world. But water is a very clear issue, where Greenpeace is all over, many different issues, and water touches everyone. And I think I believe that change at individual level is connected with change bigger. So if you want to explain to people the bigger picture, then what better way to do it through water? Because it's so meaningful to each and every one of us.
Yes, of course. Without that, we can't live.
Exactly.
Yes. Simple and difficult as that. A Inga, neste momento, é diretora, é representante da Associação Internacional de Água, daí também o motivo por estar em Portugal, mas de facto agarrou esta associação como sendo a água o nosso elemento comum a todos nós, que sem ela, de facto, também não conseguimos viver, e passou da Greenpeace para esta associação, porque também tem este drive, este objetivo de fazer com que as pessoas se movam, se juntem a esta causa. And in water, do you see that the feminine strength is stronger? Is it different?
You know, that's a difficult question to answer, in the sense that I think water means equally as much to men as it does to women. However, having said that, if we think about where in the households who take care, traditionally most of all, in the households where water is so needed, it is the women. And I think all over the world we see that. And I think also what I have experienced is that many research shows that if it's about change, women often understand how change is needed. I don't know whether it's because we are the bearer of future generations, that's why we feel that that's important. But yes, I think water and the female approach to creating change definitely go well together. At least for me.
Sim, a Inga defendia de facto que também o poder feminino e a forma como as mulheres encaram a água também é bastante diferente, se bem que naturalmente para os homens, mas que de facto quando falamos de água falamos também do ser protetor, falamos de família, falamos da noção de poupança até, e que de facto essa sensibilidade transforma um bocadinho este olhar feminino perante esta questão da água. We're going to have a very special Congress, the International Congress, here in Portugal in September. That's why you are also in meetings here in Portugal. Do you think that Portugal is also a country, you know, moved to ecological issues? Because I have I want to believe that Portugal is in the right way, not in the main goal, but in the right way to see the water sector.
Yeah. I think that's definitely true, and it's nice how you
we
were
have
saying,
so much water in our coast.
Exactly. So your feeling, and I think with the country and the Portuguese people, you feel it because you've been in contact with water all through centuries. And yes, I've learned as well that the green economy is very crucial. It's a very important part of the country's vision. And so that plays extremely well for the Congress that takes place in Lisbon in September, where water professionals from across the sectors, from across the world come together to talk about and share the best practices in terms of water management and water solutions.
Yes. Eu perguntava à Inga também como é que está Portugal neste setor, a forma como encara a água, não é? Até porque temos esta nossa costa e que eu quero também acreditar que Portugal está no caminho certo. Vai existir um congresso internacional também em setembro, onde também a Associação Internacional da Água vai estar presente e, de facto, Portugal está no bom sentido, pelo menos, de se unir com os esforços de empresas para encararmos o tratamento das águas e do nosso planeta de uma outra maneira. Inga, what can we do quickly? Because I would be here talking to you, for hours and days, but I can't. But in a daily basis, what can we do, in our houses, homes, families, to improve our attitudes?
I think it is the awareness that water is so special and it's important. I think the fact that what we can do is realize that we should not take for granted that it just comes to us.
Yeah.
So whether we wash, whether we shower, whether we go out in the streets and know that water management is also important, especially when it rains a lot and it's flooded, all of that is part of water management. So I think the realization is the first step for everyone to then take the next steps that need to follow.
Yes, realization. We end this conversation with that word that is so special, realization. Thank you so much, Inge. It was a pleasure. And nice journey now to Holland. Yes?
Yes.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Obrigada.
Falava com a Inge sobre... Obrigada. nas nossas atitudes no dia a dia, o que é que nós podemos de facto fazer para mudarmos a maneira como encaramos a água. E a Inge falava de que de facto na poupança, no dia a dia, quando estamos no banho, quando estamos a utilizar ou a consumir água, que basta termos a realização e a consciência para também ajudarmos a contribuir e a fazer com que este mundo seja um sítio melhor. Que mulher tão especial, não é? Foi um prazer. Muito bem. Envolva-se neste esforço também, ajude este mundo a tornar-se um mundo muito melhor e descubra também este Congresso Internacional que falávamos há pouco, entre os dias 21 e 26 de setembro, em Lisboa. Esse também